What's up, guys? I'm Kobe Smith.
And I'm Margaret Grew.
And this is Footprints on the Moon podcast.
Yes, the origins of something great.
Yeah, something great indeed. What's up, everyone? Welcome back, or welcome to, if it's your first time, Footprints on the Moon. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you go ahead and check out our other videos that we have available on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, a bunch of different platforms. Go check them out. But today we're talking about breaking barriers. This is very important in life, so make sure you tune in and make sure you listen up.
Yes, so we're going to be covering interior obstacles and external obstacles. So first we're going to cover interior obstacles, which are mental blocks. And mental blocks are certain limiting beliefs you have created about yourself that hold you back from the life that you want. And so episode 1, we covered a fixed mindset. And in essence, that is a mental block.
Make sure you go back to episode 1, check that video if you haven't already. And if you have, make sure you go back and like it, because you probably didn't like it. So make sure you go back and smash that like button. But if you haven't already, go check it out, because it's very fulfilling, it's very helpful, and you will learn a whole lot, and it will help you with your life. So go check it out, smash that like button, subscribe.
Show some love.
Exactly.
Okay, so Kobe, what are some mental blocks?
You gonna put me on the spot like this?
Hey.
Okay. So I feel like some mental blocks that people suffer through is probably like self-doubt. It can make you feel unqualified, make you feel, self-doubt makes you feel unqualified.
Yeah.
Being indecisive can cause you to place too much value on each decision. There's also fixed mindset, like we talked about in episode 1. Make sure you go back to see that one. But a fixed mindset is a belief that you are that your capabilities have a certain limit, and that you can't overcome those, and that's not good going through life. That's what I got right now at the top of my head. At the top of my mind. What do you think? Can you think of any others?
Yeah, so I really like those. I feel like a couple others would be comparison. I feel like everyone struggles with that to an extent, which just kind of grows from a belief in success scarcity, that there's only so much opportunity available in the world. Then I'd say uncertainty, just not trusting yourself, and kind of along with the indecisiveness, just not being certain about your decisions. Limits, or not having any limits, like
I would say limits with limits. That you have limits, and you might feel like you don't have any limits, but you will. How do I put this? You might feel like that you don't have any limits, so you overextend yourself. You try to do too much, and then you aren't going anywhere. You don't move forward at all. So what you should try to do is put limits, or put stuff down, figure out some 3 core values that you have, figure out what your purpose is, what your goal is, and strive for that, and try not to overextend yourself, because if you overextend yourself, you're not going to move forward. But if you focus on your goal, you're going to move forward. You'll be propelled.
Yeah, so kind of overworking in a way. You can't do it all, even if you want to. It's just impossible to do it all. Yeah. Anyways, if you're putting all this time and energy into so many different things, you're never going to thrive in one category, because you're just you're not focused on, like he said, 3 or 4 core values that you have. So You're not going to be able to fully grow in those categories. One
of the big things with Elon Musk is everyone keeps saying that he's probably overextending himself and not focused on just Tesla or just this mission or that mission. But as you can see with all of his companies, they all have a similar purpose, and they're all reaching for the same goal, or they're reaching for a joint goal together. And so he's able to focus on reaching that goal, or those goals of, I'm pretty sure it's getting to Mars, one of them, and helping humanity survive the Earth, because he doesn't believe that the Earth's going to last forever. And then there's also helping the Earth, or helping humanity on Earth, and keeping our longevity with energy and electric cars and the solar system, solar circuit, I think it's called, but bringing electric power and everything. So yeah, that's just food for thought.
Food for thought. Okay, and then last one that I'm thinking of is tunnel vision, which just locks you inside your own perspective, no matter how skewed or inaccurate it may be, which is very limiting.
How do you overcome a mental block?
So the first step is awareness and identifying what mental blocks you struggle with. So, okay, so for self-doubt, a way that you can overcome self-doubt is just by taking action. And with gaining that experience, it's going to build that confidence. So, like an example of that is like cooking. So, okay, let's say your boyfriend's parents are coming over for dinner next weekend, and you've never cooked before in your life, but you want to cook something up amazing. Like the mom's a chef, and you just really want to impress them. Like this is your first time meeting them.
This sounds real personal.
It's actually like not. I do not cook ever. But okay, so you're doubting yourself. Like you're like, oh, like I can't cook. Like this is gonna be terrible. But what you can do is take action. So the taking action could manifest in every single day. You try cooking that meal, so you're practicing. And so by the time that the parents come over, you're basically a pro. And so you have
a professional
confidence.
ramen maker. Yeah.
Yeah. That's me. Literally me. And bagels.
Well, I mean, you could be bad at making bagels. You can over toast them.
I definitely burn them, but I like my food burnt.
Wow.
Burnt and crispy.
Of course you do. But, okay, so I'd say with indecision or indecisive, I'd say just make a decision. Like, I know that sounds a little like, obviously, just make a decision, Kobe, but like, seriously, that's what you need to do when you're indecisive, when you're feeling like each decision, each option is equally valuable or very valuable. You just need to make a decision and move forward, take action with that decision.
Yeah, and fully commit to that decision.
Exactly. Make sure you do research also. Like, do research on both decisions. Make sure, because if you feel like both decisions are very equally valuable or very valuable, then that means that they're both good decisions.
Yeah, and
or they might be both equally bad. But
that's fair.
Make a decision.
I would also suggest like writing out, like so like if you're choosing between two decisions, just like writing out like the benefits of that decision and just getting out like your real like feelings about it and just take time to like think about it and then like Kobe said, just take action.
I'm just thinking about this. I didn't even think about this earlier, but something that you put me onto, meditation, that's also a great way to make a decision. Like I've realized that if you connect with the universe, if you get on a good wavelength with the universe, where you're able to communicate with the universe, things will fall in line. And you might just see that the answer's there, but you just didn't notice it before. So, yeah, maybe meditate on it and try to connect and build your connection with the universe, and you might be able to figure out the answer.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Okay, and then for a fixed mindset, so basically you want to just transform this fixed mindset into a growth mindset. So an example of this would be, say you want to learn how to play the piano.
What?
Okay.
You did it over. Dang, I was like, I'm gonna get on the podcast.
You said you won't be able to get me. You just won't.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting, guys.
Yeah. Get better.
Yeah.
Do better. Okay, so say that you want to learn how to play the piano. You've never played a day in your life, and you're like, I don't think I'll be able to play the piano. So that's the negative thought right there, is I don't think I'll be able to play the piano, or I don't think I'll be able to play the piano well. But you want to transform that into a growth mindset by saying, or something along the lines of, I don't know how to play the piano yet, but with practice and time, I will be able to play the piano well. And so that's just a little example. And it's something that you really have to work on changing your mindset, because it's not like you can do something once and just expect to see a change.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially when it comes to changing your mindset, like, it takes time and consistency.
Mm-hmm. Do you play any instruments?
What?
Do you play any instruments?
I know a couple of songs on the piano. I actually do want to play the piano, though.
I'm a percussionist, so I was asking, because were you ever in a band or anything?
No.
Okay.
That's cool.
Awkward. She was the cool girl at school.
I was not.
Next up, we have comparison. Comparison grows from the belief that success is scarce. To solve this, if you feel like you're going through this, if you feel like you are if you feel like you suffer from this, have confidence in yourself and understand that there is enough success to go around. So if your friend you see your friend succeeding, you see your your family member succeeding, or you see somebody on social media, because I know this is a very big thing. You see somebody on social media succeeding or posting their pictures all over the place, or their TikToks or anything. Think back to yourself and be like, I'm confident in myself. I'm on my journey, and there's enough success to go around. So I don't need to stress out about them. Congratulate them. I don't need to stress out about what they got going on.
Yeah, and to add to that, I would say, so kind of circling back to what he was saying with the social media,
Mm-hmm.
If you follow people and every time you look at their pictures or their stories and it makes you feel bad about yourself, a simple solution is to just unfollow them. By removing them on your social media, like, that's so simple, and it's just like an easy way to help yourself, because, like I said, if you keep looking at their posts and it just hurts you, then why do that to yourself, you know? And it's an easy solution. Just unfollow them and stop looking at their page.
I know another solution, an even better solution probably.
What?
I'd probably say, go follow Footprints on the Moon podcast.
Your self-evolution podcast.
Exactly. Our Instagram is at Footprints on the Moon pod. Go check us out. We are posting all this motivational content, all this positive content.
There you go.
So go check it out. But back to the regularly scheduled program.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so next up we have uncertainty. So with this kind of goes along with the indecisiveness in a way, like when you make a decision or you're trying to make a decision and you're uncertain about that decision, you really just have to trust in your decision-making skills and just trust that the right outcome is going to happen. Like, what's meant for you is going to happen, and there's peace with that. Mm-hmm. But like, I've struggled with just being uncertain in a decision, or being scared that if I make one decision, then I'm going to fall back and like regret it. But you really just have to commit to that decision and just trust yourself and trust the universe, trust God. Yeah. Exactly.
The world keeps spinning after death, so all your decisions don't really matter anyways. No, I'm kidding. Wow.
Well, right now. But I mean.
Okay, so next up we have no limits. Don't spread yourself too thin. That's what I need to say about that. When you don't have limits without focusing on a specific goal, specific action, specific idea, if you stretch yourself too thin, you won't move forward.
You heard the man. And then last, we have tunnel vision. So for this, all I have to say is be open-minded. Because when you have tunnel vision, it's very limiting, and you don't always understand how it's limiting you necessarily. Like, if you're
struggling from tunnel vision, go to the doctor's office, get your eyes checked. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. That was so stupid. Okay.
The way you keep saying things and instantly regretting them.
I know.
I've always like hated the doctors or just like medicine, and I've been very stubborn
Like
about it.
shots?
No, not just shot, like even like taking Advil, or like I've just been like convinced that I can heal myself,
Mhm.
but not even necessarily. Like I'm just very stubborn about it. But like recently, I've tried to be more open minded about it because I'm realizing you can only heal yourself so much,
Mhm.
and there's certain things that can actually be beneficial.
That's why people didn't live that long when there wasn't medicines.
So, but yeah, so that is something that like limited me because I was being stubborn about it when I could actually get help or be enlightened and have an outside perspective and help with things. So that's just an example. Just of anyone,
How would you get through that?
you know.
You educate yourself or start getting open minded?
Yeah, I think I just started being more open minded with it because I've just been tired of like the low energy and it hasn't been changing. So like I don't know. We might just cut the whole part.
No, I think that actually worked. But so external obstacles. What would you say? Give us an example of an external obstacle that you've dealt with.
Okay, so first, like a couple examples of external obstacles.
General ones?
Yeah. So some like general examples would be like toxic people in your life, like alcohol, drugs, TV or social media to an extent. So these are also in essence like a mental block, but they're they're tangible things. Like it's something on the outside that then reflects to the inside, if that makes sense. So yeah, a personal example for me, which I feel like a lot of people can relate to, especially like right now where we are in life, our young 20s, I feel like is when you start losing friends or getting new friends or just being more aware about the people in your life, or at least you should be, because I think we said this last podcast, but you are the 5 people you hang around the most. Is that coming from in here?
So.
He's still here? Yeah. Usually there's at 5.
We're in the middle of a podcast right now.
Maybe. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I've struggled with having toxic friends in the past, but I have this one friend and we were attached at the hip, always together, and at the beginning, like, it was fine. I just didn't have really any purpose in life. I was just being a crazy Margie. Mm-hmm. And then I really wanted to start doing something more with my life and just getting myself on track. And I realized the relationship just became so draining and it wasn't bringing any value to me or who I want to be. Yep. So then I had to make the decision of whether or not this relationship is more beneficial or just more draining. Mm-hmm. And so it was a really hard decision because I loved her a lot and we'd been through so much together, but I just knew our time was over. Mm-hmm. So it was very like bittersweet, I guess. But so yeah, so I stopped talking to her and I didn't even realize at the time like how much better my life would get. Like it really just allowed me to really just like bloom, I guess, mm-hmm. and be more independent. And that's like around the time that I literally just started real estate. And now looking back, I know like if we were still friends, I just like, yeah, like the path that I've been on since I stopped being friends with her would never have been able to happen if I was still friends with her. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I feel like it
was just your guys' time to split up.
Yeah. And so I think it's really important to be aware of when someone is more draining to you versus excited, energetic, happy, then that's a strong indicator right there that it's not bringing any value to you anymore. And it's definitely sad to, especially if you don't want to let them go, but you kind of with that indecisiveness or uncertainty, like deep down in your heart, you kind of do know, what is best for you, and you just have to trust the universe and just trust God that you're doing the right thing and it's going to pay off. And it does.
It does. And you haven't even seen the major fruits of the slavery. It's only been a couple of months, right?
Indeed.
But I would say one of my major, one of my, no, not, I wouldn't say major, but one of my exterior obstacles would be, it's probably, right now I'm interested in getting investment property. My first investment property, I'm very excited for it, and I'm working on it. I've been talking to a loan officer, everything, and setting up, figuring out location, Ocean City, and trying to get this started. But once I started on this journey, I realized that it's going to be in the location that I went. I'm going to need more finances for a down payment that I currently have. So there's the obstacle there. I don't have enough finance to put down a down payment to get this investment property. So what do I do from there? I figure out my options. Like getting down payment assistance, getting a loan from a friend, getting a gift from my parents or something. I just had to figure out my options and try to move forward and try to take action still. But yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of like, so it's an obstacle, and he's just finding ways to like problem solve to reach the goal that he wants. So instead of someone just walking away because it's hard, he's choosing to find solutions to it.
Exactly. See, that was a good way.
Go you, Cubs.
Thank you. And good for you too. I mean, I'm glad that I was able to replace your friend. So I would say the homework for today is, you usually give out the homework, so I'll give out the homework today. I'd say that today's homework is do this method. Practice this when you feel negative, when you feel like you have that fixed mindset. Try this out. Start with a negative thought, or if you're doing something you realize a negative thought popped up, transfer that negative thought into yet I, and a positive thought. For example, I'd say, I'm just too old to change. That's a negative thought. It's a very negative thought. If to convert that into a positive thought, into a growth mindset idea, I'd say, I'm just too old to change, yet I will register for an online class to learn this new skill. Or I'm too old to change, yet I'm going to read this book so I can learn the skill, or I'm going to do this anyways. A positive thought to push you forward.
Yes, sir.
And I almost forgot, actually. I'm sorry for dragging this out, guys, but I almost forgot. Here's another method that you can do. It's called the RAIN method. It's an acronym. I love acronyms, obviously. If you guys check out the last few episodes, I love acronyms. But the RAIN method stands for R, recognize the negative thought when it emerges. A, accept it. I, investigate it. And N, non-identify from it. So non-identify from it means you see that, you accept it, and you say, okay, this may be true, or this is my reality, or this is my thought. And then you investigate it. You look into why you have this thought. You look into what is the root of this, and what can you do better, or what can you do to get out of this position. And then you non-identify from it. You take action, you take steps, you make movements towards moving forward.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Do you have a quote for us today?
I do have a quote for us today.
Drum roll, please.
Don't let mental blocks control you. Set yourself free. Confront your fear and turn the mental blocks into building blocks.
You like playing Legos?
I love me some Legos.
Who's that quote by?
That quote is by Dr. Rublin, I believe. Rublin.
Okay.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
That's a good one. That really ties together our episode, I feel like.
I feel like it's just a strong conclusion.
Yeah.
For everything we've talked about.
So, take action, take those steps forward, stay positive, make sure you do the homework. We'll ask you about the next episode, so make sure you do the homework. Let us know in the comment section if you have any questions, comments, if you have any other ideas, other methods that you do, or if you want to throw out an example or like something that you're going through right now that you want a little feedback on. We would love to reach back out and let you know our thoughts in the comment section. So, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment. And is that it?
That's all.
Bye.
Bye.